Up next on the MARR Army Rock Show, making his second appearance on the MARR Army Rock Show, we have got Yessie, the vocalist from California band Chrysalis. They've got a new single out. We're going to ask him all about it now. So, Yessie, welcome back to the show.
How you doing, Rocky?
I'm doing great, man, and excited to talk to you about the new single. So the tune is Out of My Hands. It's off of the Reminder album. So give us a little bit of the background of the new single.
I think this was actually the first single that we wrote for this album. It had a completely different chorus, completely different hook, and it was one of those last minute changes where you get into the studio and just something better comes into mind, And we just went ahead and laid it down. And I realized what changes needed to be made. We made the changes, and it turned out to be a much better song than we had initially anticipated. It's one of our slower songs, I would say. It's one of it's a more rock influenced song. Not like an acoustic type slow, but more of just the rock side of what we do. Which those songs, there's a few other songs on Reminder that are like that, and those songs are very important to us because as musicians, we hate doing the same thing, regardless of what the scene requires in order to be accepted or something like that. To us, it's really important to go outside the boundaries of what is acceptable and what people consider cohesive, and challenge ourselves to make an album that's both experimental in its style, but also cohesive at the same time. We don't want to put out an album of 12 random ass songs that sounds like a playlist of 12 different bands. But I still feel like the single has our signature sound, and it's a really important song to me lyrically, and yeah. So that's a little bit of the background.
So I wonder, lyrically, does that have anything? I was going to ask you about the music video to it, and it's a great music video. Does that tie in at all with the lyrics to it?
Definitely. I mean, more in this, more in the sense of its imagery, not necessarily what it's about. It's the visuals of the music video kind of give you this feeling of emergency. It's me getting into a car accident and being hauled away by the ambulance, and me kind of looking from the outside, the entire situation as it unfolds.
I was just going to ask, because I looked at that video, and then I looked at the My Eternity video, and almost, not a similar theme, but an aura of almost the afterlife in it. Is that kind of an ongoing theme with those songs?
No, I don't think it's really conscious. I mean, we just brainstorm different ideas, and probably the spiritual aspect of what we do musically kind of tends to surface because that's a lot of what inspires us. I mean, I grew up a fan of all different religions. I mean, in my book collection, I had everything from the King James Bible to the LaVeyan Satanist Bible to the Tao Te Ching of Taoism, and the Bhagavad Gita of, and just all these different religious thoughts from all around the world, and they all inspire me to, both musically and artistically.
So let's talk a little bit about maybe inspiration. I saw that you worked with Ulrich Wilde, so folks will know that a lot of bands have worked with him. What kind of influence did that have on the band, if any?
Well, our favorite work that he did was Deftones. Of course, you hear a lot of Deftones in our sound. They're a huge inspiration on every member in the band. And what we wanted to do going into the studio with Ulrich was because Ulrich Wilde, he's so good. He did everything from White Zombie to Pantera Deftones' Death Clock is some of his most recent, big work. And he's so good at creating like an organic sound, like something with a heartbeat. It's not too polished to where it sounds almost thin, like a lot of highly produced recordings come out to be. Ulrich just knows how to go with the flow. He knows how to, like I said, just hone in on the band's personality and give them a heartbeat rather than taking it away within the process. So my goal was to retain that style that Ulrich brings to the table, while at the same time having a modern, retaining our modern sound, with a lot of the electronics and just a lot of the Middle Eastern themes that you'll kind of notice throughout the record. I wanted those things to hit really hard, but at the same time, not so hard to where it sounds overproduced, if that makes any sense.
Now, hey, I know you've done it. I saw it was like 200 shows in the last 18 months. So are you a band that essentially has given up, home life for the road life at this point?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know until you told me. I mean, I've completely lost count of the amount of shows that we've played in the last few years. But yeah, I mean, for better or for worse, that's exactly what we've done. We've given up our home life to dedicate our entire being to a life on the road and a life of music. And that's what you have to do as an upcoming band in order to get your name out there. But also, once you do get your name out there, it's your job as an entertainer to deliver. And that's part of the position. Whether we like it or not, that's what we signed up for. I love the road. I mean, I love being out here. We come from Barstow, which is just like this shitty, small desert town, like isolated in the middle of nowhere. Like, the most we have going for us out there is we have a military base. And, Barstow just sucks. So I hate being home. It drives me insane when I'm at home. I feel like I'm not doing, like, anything productive with my life. But when we're out here on the road, man, it's just, I mean, it's not like it's all good times or anything. We work hard. Yeah, we work really hard, especially on this tour that we're on right now with Non-Point and Hinder. I mean, it's just constantly just boom, 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 go, go, go. Everybody has to be on top of their game. In the first week, people don't know exactly, it takes a little while for everyone to get into the groove. But once they do, it's like we're like a well-oiled machine, and we're just moving through the motions, man.
Yeah, man, I just wrote down, was going to talk to you next about that, to let folks know you're out with Non-Point and Hinder, the two bands that we absolutely love. And those are great bands that, to get a lot of exposure. Now, as much as you guys have toured, has there been any one particular band that's really, like, taken you under their wing, or been a band that you watched that really had an impact on you guys that you toured with?
No, absolutely not. I would say that every bit of success that the band has garnered so far has been all on our own doing. I mean, the kind of relationship that we share with the bigger bands isn't necessarily like one that's, they don't necessarily take us under their wing or anything like that. It's like they're so busy doing their own operation that they don't have time to take, a band under their wing and, like, I guess, guide them through the music industry. It just doesn't really work like that. So, I mean, we've had to learn through really difficult times and difficult situations that we are completely on our own. And every artist is. Every artist in the music business, if they're expecting someone to take them under their wing, or if they're expecting for, like, to get signed and this label, is going to take them under their wing and just automatically they're going to be successful just because they're signed or just because they're touring with a big band. They've got how can I put this lightly?
They're living in a dream world, not the modern musical industry, I think is a good way to say it, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we see that a lot with the modern industry. So, hey, two more things I want to ask you about real quick. You're a band. I'm always kind of curious from the touring bands kind of thing, and I think I might know the answer to this. But I'm sure you've played in a million clubs, and I want to know what is the best thing a club owner and promoter can do for you guys, and what is the worst?
Okay, the good things that a club promoter can do for us is securing like the right venue, right? Like a promoter will like find the right venue to hold a show at. One of the worst things that I've seen club promoters do is like not making sure that there's enough promotion. I mean, that's what they do, right? It's in the title, man. And I see so many promoters these days just bitching and complaining on Facebook about how like, oh, I'm so tired of like, bands not promoting their own shows and putting up flyers and this and that. And yes, to a degree, they are right. But those are the bands. They can only do so much promotion. I mean, they're busy rehearsing for the goddamn show. So, I mean, and driving to the show and this and that. It's the promoter's job to promote the show. And I mean, countless times have we showed up to a gig that was booked well in advance, and there's no flyer on the door. It's just like, how do you expect people to know about it? But I mean, the best promoters we've worked with are the ones that actually have like connections and ties to the radio stations.
Yeah.
And it gets out on the radio, and that's the best way for people to hear about it.
So, man, I've loved having you on the show both times we've had you. And, hey, I just want to mention to you as a side note, I'm looking forward, we're from Pennsylvania, but we're going to make it out to the Scars and Stripes Festival. And I know you guys were on that gig, so we're really looking forward to seeing you out in Vegas as well.
Oh, nice, dude. We're going to party it up.
Yeah, man, definitely. I will make sure. We've only talked on the radio, so I'll make sure we get to shake hands and get a couple photos. And also, thanks for being here. And I guess I'll see you out in Vegas.
Yeah, I'll see you out in Vegas, Froggy.